Tonight in CVM News at 7, stepfather confesses to murder of 1-year-old. Lesson learned after school fight ends in charges. And rural school bus system readying for September rollout. In the business report, JN Money expands its presence in the United States. Living the Life tracks a journey from poverty through loyalty to royalty. While in sports, Atto Bolden says GST can sway athletes away from Europe. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. It's Wednesday, April 9, 2025. I'm Nika Lewis, and thank you so much for joining us. St. Andrew East Rural is gearing up to be one of the constituencies that will be closely watched on election night whenever the Prime Minister announces that date. This vast constituency has experienced narrow margins in consecutive elections, making it a key battleground for the political parties. Andre Jebinson reports on the trends observed over the past 4 elections.
Just over a week ago, House Speaker and Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural, Juliet Holness, made this statement.
Because like Jah work in East Rural, Favour is working in Eastern, and the second Juliet, my namesake, is working hard for the people of West Rural. We have never seen anything like that before, because people can only stay in seats when they work hard and they know that their constituents want them to come back to work hard again. Those who don't perform, them wander all over Jamaica.
So let's take a look at her constituency. The 2025 contest should be between Holness and Patrick Peterkin. St. Andrew East Rural has seen its fair share of political drama and narrow victories over the years. In 2007, the late Joseph Hibbard from the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, narrowly defeated Michael Phillips from the People's National Party, PNP, by just 270 votes. 4 years later, in 2011, Damian Crawford from the PNP turned the tables on John Gordon Webley, who had been a formidable presence in politics throughout the 1980s. Crawford's victory was also narrow, with a final tally of 9,634 votes to Webley's 9,375 votes. The election in 2016 was particularly noteworthy due to the unique narrative. It featured the prospect of a husband and wife dynamic within Parliament or the daughter of a famed politician. Holness faced off against the PNP's candidate, Imani Duncan Price. Ultimately, Holness emerged victorious with a margin of 669 votes. In the subsequent election in 2020, Holness managed to widen the lead against John Gordon Webley, who had switched allegiance from the JLP to the PNP by that time. The final tally was Holness 9,459 votes, Gordon Webley 7,104 votes, the difference 2,355 votes. But here's why East Rural remains marginal. If you remove the 2020 COVID election results, the constituency's MP has won by only a difference of an average 2.1% going back to 2007. If you kept the 2020 election, the margin remains small at 5.2%. Then there are the most recent numbers from any voting activity in St. Andrew East Rural, the 2024 local government election. Though neither Juliet Holness nor Patrick Peterkin was on the ballot last year, the local vote shows a potentially close race. The JLP candidates all amassed 6,232 votes, and the PNP's candidate 6,693 votes.
Still on politics, tensions are rising in Western Westmoreland as questions swirl over political strategy and internal loyalty. With a crucial runoff just days away, the outcome could reshape the party's footing ahead of the next general election. Here now is Shante McNeil.
A political showdown is brewing in Western Westmoreland, not across party lines, but within the Jamaica Labour Party itself. Sunday, April 13, JLP delegates will return to the polls for a high-stakes runoff between first-term MP Moreland Wilson and Councillor Garfield James of the Sheffield Division. Voting takes place from noon to 4 p.m. at the Little London and Grange Hill High Schools. The results expected at 5 p.m. Winner determined by simple majority. Wilson made history in 2020 when he flipped the seat from the PNP's long-standing Representative Wickham McNeil, winning by over 1,000 votes. However, whispers within the JLP are now questioning whether Wilson, if re-elected, can hold the line against PNP's challenger Ian Hales. Some insiders say James, an educator and one of 3 former PNP councillors who resigned in protest against Hales last July, may be the JLP's stronger bet. Despite Wilson's earlier win in January in a yes-no internal vote, this second test signals a deeper divide, one that stirred discomfort among some supporters. Off camera, some told CVM News the move feels forced, raising uneasy questions about loyalty, timing, and what truly defines representation. Just what this will translate to for the governing JLP in the general elections is to be seen, but some critics are of the belief that it will reduce the JLP's chances in the seat with likely division among supporters. Shante McNeil, CVM News.
In other news now, a mother's demand for justice in an incident involving her teenage son and his acting vice principal recently ended in both parties now being charged. The unfortunate encounter is among several school-related incidents over the years involving staff and/or students.
Learned what began at the Grange Hill High School in Westmoreland, where students pledged to work, learn and grow, as a physical confrontation between the acting vice principal and one of his students recently soon ended at the Morgansbridge police station, with both parties being charged. Ahead of the charges being laid, a parent stepped in appealing for justice and detailing how her son, a grade 10 student, was allegedly beaten by the administrator. According to the woman, her son got involved in a dispute with the male acting vice principal, allegedly over his pants being worn below his waist.
Christy said that, why you chop me in the wall? Why you drape me up, Pastor? And Christy said, Mr. Gale lick him on his hand with the mic right here. After Mr. Gale lick him on his hand, Christy said that him thump him. Christy thump Mr. Gale. And he thump Mr. Gale he'd have a mic. Mr. Gale used the mic and lick him over his face here so I'm bossy eye tap. And he said he fist him in his face. 3 times he said he struck him in his face. This caused the broken tooth in the gum up here now. The x-ray showed that 2 of the tooth break away from the gum.
And while she alleges the incident was concealed from her by the school administration and that her son was not a disobedient child, there were claims by the authorities suggesting otherwise. A police officer at the Morgansbridge police station in Grange Hill who spoke off record told CVM News the student has a history of deviance at the school, spanning from alleged marijuana selling on the compound to being caught with exotic capsules called Molly. The officer also says after police visited the institution, they were informed that the child was warned of expulsion on 3 occasions for misconduct. The police share that a report was also made by the acting vice principal, who was also injured by the student during the conflict, and that if the matter could not be addressed through mediation, they would be forced to arrest and charge both parties. Several attempts to get a response from the school's head have proven futile. However, the police say the assistant vice principal, Kemar Gale, has been charged with assault at common law and unlawful wounding, while the grade 10 student has been charged with unlawful wounding. The student is scheduled to appear before the Westmoreland Family Court on April 25, while the assistant vice principal is scheduled to appear in court on April 29. Adrian Williams for CVM News.
In an update now to Tuesday's report, where a one-year-old child was reportedly tortured by a stepfather in St. Anne. On a point of clarification, CVM has been told it's a female child. And in the latest development, CVM News understands there was a verbal confession late Tuesday, and the St. Anne resident, 36-year-old Adane Joseph, a farmer, was charged with murder following the death of the one-year-old Alea Michael. We take a break, but there's more CVM News at 7 right after this.
Of wise investment, so I keep earning no matter the season. I have a diversified portfolio with Sagicor Investment Sigma Global Funds. Call me savvy.
Let us help you find your ideal mix of investments today with Sigma Global Funds.
Calvin?
Yes, miss.
I need you to go to the Transport Authority for me today to renew all the motor vehicle road licenses. I can't afford for you to spend all day at the Transport Authority. I have a lot of errands for you to run for me today.
Miss, you don't hear them say you can renew online any day, anytime, easy.
No, but that sounds good. What do I need to do?
You can always log on to ta.org.jm.
Oh, that means we have a lot more time for you to run other errands.
Boy, miss.
Let me check it out. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Sir Jeffrey, welcome to Jeffrey Flower Supply. Lots of persons don't know that grape grow in Jamaica.
No, grape or something over Italy, over the wine capital. You went with grapes and flowers.
Nah, I have my gloves, but when it just started out, just hand alone.
But as a businessman, you can't be afraid to get your hands dirty, you know.
Welcome back. Heading over to the east, residents of Port Morant in St. Thomas are lamenting the scarcity of water, which they claim have been enduring for months now. And that's in addition to a prevailing dust nuisance that's making many of them sick. We hear more from Adrian Williams.
It has been roughly 4 months now. This was the concern flowing from residents in Port Morant, St. Thomas, over water shortage issues in the community. Vinette Johnson says she's been living in Cotton Tree, Port Morant, for 30 years now and has never experienced such scarcity of water.
We need to know, because we cannot see without the water so long, and we still have to pay the bills. And sometimes the bills even come more. So we can't understand what happened. We need somebody who is in charge, or somebody who is in control. We need somebody to come and talk to us, and not even talk to us. We need the water like now. Can't stay any longer without the water. It is too long now.
Johnson maintains she called the National Water Commission, NWC, but was advised that the responsibility no longer rests with them. Other residents complain that when the water does flow through the pipe, it is insufficient.
Like in the mornings, like 9:30, 10, the water just drip from the pipe, so you just put a pan until that full, and so it cannot go in the tanks. It not coming in the kitchen or the bathroom, and that is not good.
So I pull up and then something I know. That's what the garden and I get to wash my plate and wash my liquor and we are there and close them and so. So I pull them that I come at evening now. Pull up the jumper if you can't pull it. That's when you come at evening get to wash them.
A gas station worker told our news team it is restricting access the public would have to restroom facilities there.
Water crisis. If somebody want to use the water right now, we can't use it. Somebody want to dig up the road over there so and dig up right down in front of China. No water when I get. Report, nothing.
The roadwork spoken of is also being blamed for the dust nuisance.
My sinus draining because I can't do no better. And I can't keep on the mask out. I have to try to keep it on because of the dust. Right now, so I have to work with this thing here. I have to walk with this thing, the Albacinella. It helped me a little. Me have to try to see if I can go doctor right now because I don't know what to do again.
Vehicles passing by compounding the issue for motorists, commuters and residents alike. While our news team was on location, a water truck was spotted dampening the area to reduce the impact of the dust. Adrian Williams reporting for CVM News.
Lots to share with you right after this break on CVM News at 7.
Consistency is key. That's why I am investing in Sagicor Investments Sigma Global Funds now to get in while the markets are attractively priced. Call me Shrewd.
Let us help you find your ideal mix of investments today with Sigma Global Funds.
You ever get bun yet? Me not talk about heartbreak. Me a talk about the bun where full of spice, raisins and the perfect glaze.
Bun for bun.
Just so you do it now.
You have to get bun.
This Easter, you have to get bun from Mother's Bakery.
Sports should be fun. Sports should be interesting. Sports should be entertaining. Sports should be riveting. This is CVM Sports. I'm Jordan Fort.
The cut gone international.
I'm coming from running in a national stadium with Val saying, "Son, you're a champion."
You get a lot of love from Jamaica, but it wasn't always like that.
Finally, right?
When I came and I ran for the World Juniors and the Jamaicans was booing me, at 16, 17 to go through that was really hard for me.
Track is my whole life, my whole world, and then everything just goes dark.
The Cut, brought to you by Flow.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Kingston Comprehensive Health Centre is struggling to provide essential dental care as its sole X-ray machine has been out of service for almost a year. That's the latest allegation made by the opposition, who is now demanding urgent action to restore proper care at the facility. Shante McNeil has the details.
The health ministry is once again under the microscope, this time after a visit to the Kingston Comprehensive Health Centre exposed alleged gaps in care. The opposition's junior spokesperson on health and wellness, Jesse James Clark, says the facility's only dental x-ray machine has been out of service for nearly a year, leaving patients in limbo. It's an issue he wants the ministry to address.
We're calling on the minister to ensure that they get a functioning X-ray machine. They're also having AC issues, so the staff have to be working in very hot and humid conditions. We're asking the minister to intervene quickly and to fix this problem, provide the functioning ACs, ensure that the dental chairs are working, the lights on them are working, ensuring that they get the X-ray machines that they need, so the population can be served properly and efficiently.
The largest health centre of its kind in Kingston and St. Andrew is now allegedly turning patients away for oral care, forcing them to seek help elsewhere. Clark says that's no easy task.
Dental health services are very expensive. We try to do them privately. So a lot of persons depend on what is happening here. The difficulties that the Comprehensive Health Centre has been facing has significantly hampered their capacity to service the number of patients that they would normally have the capacity to serve. So they are down more than 50% in terms of the number of persons that they are able to serve each day, and they have to be sending persons to different health facilities to do some procedures.
When CVM News contacted Southeast Regional Health Authority, we were reliably informed that they've met with Kingston and St. Andrew Health Services parish manager, who admits the X-ray machine stopped working in mid-2020. 2024 and that efforts are underway to replace it. They say 2 dental chairs are also down. Parts have been ordered and are expected within 6 weeks. An additional 10 dental chairs are also set to arrive within this fiscal year. But Clark says he's tired of the ministry's PR and needs the matter rectified immediately.
So I'm calling the minister. He says that funding is not a problem, so we need to address these problems urgently. So just like the staff members here who have to work without the AC or the equipment that they need, as well as the general public who have to be turned away from this facility and sent to other healthcare facilities to do certain procedures, I am frustrated too, just like all of them. We don't want any more PR. We want actual action on the ground to fix the problems that are facing the healthcare system.
Shante McNeil, CVM News.
Well, as promised this week, Carolyn Brown continues her conversation with a soft-spoken centenarian in Manchester, born on All Fools' Day, who moved from poverty through loyalty to the royalties. He's now back home chilling, but still working hard.
Living the life defies time and laws.
Come on, come on.
Come on, come on. See,
baby,
see.
baby.
Baby, baby.
Ha 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 ha
ha.
Next to hard work, it's his God plus laughter. That's what 100-year-old James Francis says keeps him balanced. It was therefore very hard to see the big man cry, recounting how it was only after 10 days as a poor man trying to source £75 for his trip by sea to London that the man he was borrowing from had a change of heart, only for him to be stranded at the Victoria train station on arrival.
Believe me, I tell you, I feel right now it's the hardest thing in my life. It was the worst thing in my life.
Now, the misfortune of being stranded and unable to read the address changed when the stranger who brought him to the location turned out to be a neighbor. For him, hard has been tilling the soil out of love, which is a major challenge for others.
Sure, so you're not supposed to dig deeper than me. Right? Ready? Me first? Or you first?
Go first.
You first.
Go first.
All right. Look for my digging, you know, your time. You can't go digger than that.
But mine.
See, they know you know what to do. Me never get it right from the first place. You know. Hey, no, sir!
Hey!
Hey, hey, hey. Look at this stood back now. You're supposed to be stronger than you, man. Never try again.
Go on again, man.
Fun and joke aside, Daddy Francis says he has a good appetite eating what he grows, and the doctor says he's good to go.
What's your favorite food?
The food, yam, banana, and dumpling. And all that. I eat rice, but I don't like it so much.
Anymore?
Yeah, but it's too light.
What?
Well, it's light, you know, man. As me eat it, I'm hungry again.
So how dumpling you and can chow off quick?
Me? First time we do have 4, but no.
1. And you put cornmeal in there?
No, I don't like it.
But them say flour not good for you. And look at you, we not do you nothing.
Not do me nothing. Before I leave here, I pray to God to help me to get a job, a tantil job. And it was God help me, man. When I go in Ghana, first job I get. 15 and a half years. 15 and a half years to down with the Queen at the Queen Hospital. Is that the hospital? I do everything. Everything that they put me to, I do it.
Did they now, like all the Francis children, the first male born in England knows he has some big shoes to fill.
Father is a hard worker.
I'm more than a hard worker, mommy. More than a hard worker. The man's a general. Yes, and I feel very proud if you know, say, my father reached at this age.
When I was 8 years, I feel very good now myself. Very, very good. All I want to do is just work. If a man tell me that you're going to live to 100, oh, but that's a mad man. I wouldn't believe that. Because it's a great blessing, you know. Powerful man.
Carolyn Brown for Living the Life, CVM News.
Living the life defies time and laws.
For what's to come in sports, we join the man known as Jordan Fort.
Yeah, known as Jordan Fort, of course. The Grand Slam track, of course, we're still talking about it because the prize money could be life-changing, but also we want to explore the issue of whether it could make other meets obsolete in the future. Explore that topic. Plus, we give you some scores. Cricket, we've got West Indies women in World Cup qualifying action. We've got the Jamaica Scorpions, and we've got Issa urban and rural area under 19 finals both on.
Lots of activities in sports, but stay with us for more after the break.
Buyer's market. That means there's potential to make money when the markets rise. That's why I'm investing in Sagicor Investment Sigma Global Funds now. Call me smart.
Let us help you find your ideal mix of investments today with Sigma Global Funds.
The cut gone international.
I'm coming from running in a national stadium with Val saying, Sonia, a champion.
You get a lot of love from Jamaica, but it wasn't always like that.
Finally, right?
When I came and I ran for the World Juniors and the Jamaicans was booing me, at 16, 17 to go through that was really hard for me.
Track is my whole life, my whole world, and then everything just goes dark.
The Cut. Brought to you by Flow.
10, 9, 8, 7. CVM TV in association with Express Fitness and Exodus Carnival presents Fit for Fet, the ultimate workout series to get your body ready for the road. Tune in 5 a.m. every morning, Mondays to Fridays, starting April 7th to get involved in high-impact workouts by some of the best in the game. Bring your mats, bring your water, and let's get fit for the fit with Express Fitness and Exodus Carnival, powered by CVM TV.
If them a hide and a bribe, you know we not sleep. Extortion them want, you know that not key. Fight against corruption, turn up the heat. Load up the kickback and fraud when you see anti-corruption, join in the fight. Let's come together and make this right. When you see wrong, you feel open your mouth. Now there's a new avenue for speak out. We need a reduction. Make we fight against corruption.
The Integrity Commission is working towards Jamaica where there's integrity, accountability, and transparency in public service, where acts of corruption by persons in public office will be investigated and dealt with transparency and accountability. Stand with us in the fight against corruption. Call the Integrity Commission Anti-Corruption Hotline 876-926-0001.
Make we fight against corruption.
New KFC saucy wings tossed in savory mango habanero or buffalo sauce. KFC, it's finger looking good. The time by KFC is
7:30.
Welcome back. It's now time for the Business Report with Joel Crossgill.
Lots to share with you in the Business Report today. Following this morning's release of the Remittance Bulletin January 2025 from the Bank of Jamaica, which, among other things, contained a detailed analysis of the performance of remittances to the island and confirmed at 9 the number of primary agents in operation, a prominent member of which is JN Money, part of the JN Financial Group headquartered in Kingston, Jamaica, which recently opened its first branch in Orlando, Florida, marking a major step in its strategy to expand its footprint across the United States. The BR got the opportunity to speak with Sanya Wallace, JN Money Services Assistant General Manager, who is responsible for strategy and marketing, about the significance of its entrance into Orlando.
Florida, next to New York, is the highest amount of remittances come from those states. Florida has always been a hotspot for us. We have set up branches already in the Broward region and Orlando. We had agent locations before, but we got the opportunity to open a branch location to further serve our customers, and we jumped at it because it's central. It's central in a Caribbean plaza where there's lots of other Caribbean entities, supermarket, restaurant, and other Caribbean businesses. So we jumped at the opportunity for us to run our own location from that plaza, and we know that it will do well.
The largest corridor of remittances to Jamaica for 2024 continues to be the United States of America, accounting for 68.5% of the approximately $3.36 billion in total inflows. JN's role in facilitating the service has been long-standing.
We have been in the diaspora, particularly the U.S. markets, for over 35 years. It has been quite a journey for us, and we've taken the pleasure in terms of, being that connecting persons to home financially, in terms of being able to make payments as well as to send money. But we also wanted to establish some of our own locations so that, we can give them that taste of home that so many of them are looking forward to, or they miss, I should say. So the feedback that we get is usually that, coming to a JN location to send money is so much different from going to others, because, they get that little piece of home that they miss. The warm JN welcome that they're used to from back home is the same warm and generous welcome that they get when they go to a JN Money branch overseas.
Of which there are now 13, servicing both north and southern regions of the USA, including New York, Georgia, and Connecticut. The company also has some 47 agents. In 2023, JN Money deepened its agent network through a partnership with La Parkin Global and Freight Logistics Solutions. The Guyanese-owned company offers JN Money services at its 12 branches across the US. Wallace also shared a number of keen observations on how the remittance service is seeking to strike the right balance between a physical presence in the markets it serves and the brand's broader digital ambitions.
So before COVID, we would have seen where it was slowly. The digital uptake, especially for sending money, was very, very slow. But we saw where COVID kind of gave us that digital kick, that we call it here, that everybody needed, I guess, to kind of ramp their online and digital presence up. So that is something that we see where it is not, the cash is still king. Let me just say that first. Cash is still king in our industry, but we're seeing where digital is inching up to that halfway mark. We're seeing that, more people are adapting to it. And it's usually because, that's what the mandate is in the market. Or on the flip side, in the Jamaica market, we're seeing where a lot of persons are asking for digital receive options, because their senders are sending in a digital way. So we're going to see that type of digital shift taking place in the remittance industry over the next couple of years.
Currently, JN Money Online is available in the US, Canada, and the UK. However, plans are in train to ensure its functions become more conveniently accessible.
Or we're in the process of developing our app. So the app will, of course, it's the same interface, but it will make it a little bit more seamless. So now you can just click. There are much more services that we have to be rolled out in the app. So that's something that we have coming in the next couple of months.
And that was your business report. I'm Joel Crosskill.
Let's take a look now at what's trending on social media.
So, what's being mentioned in our local social media spaces today? The Ministry of Health and Wellness has detected E. coli bacteria in some water samples from the National Water Commission system, but assures the public there's no immediate cause for concern. Since the contamination levels don't pose an imminent risk, a boil water advisory has not been issued. Here are some of your reactions. At Andreo Fang shares, guys, just a reminder, remember there aren't enough beds in the hospital, so please take precautionary measures. At Their Newark comments, and as for me and my house, all kettles and filters on deck. At Javon.876 adds, E. coli is a very common bacteria. There's almost never a true reading of 0, which is why a lot of labs record it as less than 1. The presence wouldn't really be a surprise. It's the concentration of it that matters. At Dr_Aldaz says, state clearly if the levels exceed the maximum allowable limits. The results we saw from NWC showed almost 500% times what was acceptable at source. At Unorthodox 764 writes, I stand with the NWC and the Health Ministry on this. Some form of bacteria will always be in water and food. I am no health expert to say that. Even in our bodies, there are good and bad bacteria. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM Television on Facebook. I'm Courtney Lewis.
Stay with us for sports with Jordan Ford right after this break.
Home with a homeowner savings plan or HOSP from CIBC Caribbean. HOSP lets you save towards your home deposit with extra benefits and bonuses. Ready for a mortgage? Unlock one with us right now at CIBC. Ambitions made real.
Step into Ultimate Visions and let's dress you for success. From the office to the classroom and everywhere in between. For the most comfortable and durable scrubs and industrial wear, chef jackets and aprons, overalls and lab coats, and of course, school uniforms for the children. We're stocked and centrally located at 10 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Call us at 876-339-5493. Ultimate Visions Limited. Your perfect fit is waiting.
Sports should be fun. Sports should be interesting. Sports should be entertaining. Sports should be riveting. This is CVM Sports. I'm Jordan Ford.
People, we now waste no time.
I am super excited to be on for another season to show you the holy road.
Listen, new adventures. Slim, Fluffy. Let's go. We're not going out, you know. Things are only getting hot.